Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are bringing some serious energy to a topic that, let's be honest, stresses almost everyone out at some point: personal finance. Our goal right here, right now, is to totally demystify the way you handle your money. We're going to show you how to turn every single paycheck you earn into real, measurable forward momentum. We are taking you from just breaking even to building a reliable monthly surplus.
So have you ever looked at your bank account a few days before payday and thought, wait a second, I make decent money. Why does it feel like I'm barely scraping by? It's incredibly frustrating. According to the financial experts we're looking at today, living paycheck to paycheck is exactly like running on a treadmill. I mean, you're putting in the effort, you are sweating it out every single month, but you're making zero forward progress. One unexpected setback and boom, you get thrown right off the back of the machine.
Okay, let's dive into this. We've put together a step-by-step payday playbook to get you off that treadmill for good. We'll start by examining the break-even trap, and then we'll decode your pay stub. From there, we'll build a conscious spending plan, learn the magic of paying yourself first, and finally, wrap the whole thing up with your surplus strategy.
Section 1. The break-even trap. Escaping the cycle.
It is literally exhausting to watch your money vanish the second it hits your account. And look, if you feel this way, you are absolutely not alone. Recent data shows that over 64% of consumers are living paycheck to paycheck. And to put the severity of this trap into perspective, the U.S. personal saving rate recently hovered at just 4.0%. That is way below the recommended 20% benchmark. It just proves how wildly common this break-even trap is. Households are managing to cover today's bills, sure, but they are leaving practically nothing behind for their future.
And a massive culprit behind this low savings rate is something called lifestyle creep. It's exactly what it sounds like. As your income rises, maybe you get a promotion or a new job, your expenses mysteriously rise right along with it. It just quietly kills your monthly surplus. The fix here? It requires some intentional restraint. Because your financial surplus actually lives in the gap between what you could spend and what you choose to spend. Holding your lifestyle steady while your income grows, that is the ultimate secret weapon.
Section 2. Decoding your pay stub. Know your numbers.
You've got your gross income. That's totally the vanity number, right? The one you might casually drop at a dinner party. But then you have your net income. That is your actual real-world take-home reality. Building a budget based on your gross pay will always lead to shortfalls. You have got to plan based on the money that actually lands in your checking account.
So where does the rest of that gross money go? Well, it gets swallowed up by common deductions before you ever even see it. Your employer is sending a chunk to the government for federal and state taxes, Medicare, and Social Security. It's also going toward things like your health insurance premiums and any retirement contributions you've set up. Understanding exactly how your final take-home pay is calculated is crucial so you aren't overestimating what you actually have to spend.
Section 3. The conscious spending plan. Spend with purpose.
Now we transition from simply tracking our income to proactively planning our expenses. And we're going to do it without feeling an ounce of guilt. Traditional restrictive budgeting usually fails because it feels like a financial diet. It focuses on restrictions, cutting everything out, and making you feel terrible for just buying a latte. We are tossing that right out the window. Instead, financial expert Ramit Sethi advocates for what he calls a conscious spending plan. This focuses purely on your priorities. The philosophy is actually incredibly freeing. Spend freely on what you absolutely love, but ruthlessly cut costs on the things you don't care about.
The conscious spending plan generally breaks down into the 50-30-20 rule. So, 50% goes to your needs and fixed costs, 30% is for your wants and guilt-free spending, and 20% is strictly dedicated to savings and investments. Now, Sethi makes a really great point about those fixed costs. We're talking rent, utilities, minimum debt payments. If you want to significantly reduce your financial stress, keeping those fixed costs under 60% of your take-home pay is the absolute key. It gives you the breathing room to actually enjoy the rest of your money.
But what about those annoying expenses that just pop up out of nowhere? To protect your plan, you need to create what are called sinking funds. These are for those irregular, non-monthly expenses. Things like your annual car registration, holiday gifts, or random home maintenance. You basically take the total annual cost of these items, divide that number by 12, and treat it like a monthly bill. This completely prevents those random surprises from wiping out your hard-earned surplus for the month.
Section 4. Paying yourself first, your financial priority.
So here is the golden rule to remember. Treat savings as a bill you pay first. Without a rock-solid commitment to paying yourself first, it is far too easy to pay yourself last, or honestly, not at all. You absolutely must prioritize your future self by treating your savings and investments as a non-negotiable monthly expense, literally just like your rent or your electricity bill.
And here is exactly how you execute that. Ramit Sethi recommends treating your checking account like an inbox. Step 1, your paycheck hits the checking account. Step 2, boom, an automatic transfer instantly routes a portion straight to your savings and investment accounts. Step 3, you spend whatever remains. You are routing the money automatically before you even have a chance to look at it, let alone spend it. Because let's face it, relying on your own motivation is a losing game. Nobody is motivated to make the perfect financial choice 100% of the time. Automation is your best friend here. It reduces decision fatigue, it totally removes the temptation to skip a month, and it just lets your savings grow quietly in the background while you go about living your life.
Section 5. Your surplus strategy. Making money work. Now we shift from playing defense to playing offense. When you finally have a surplus, leaving it sitting idle in the checking account means it isn't working nearly as hard as it could be. You need to deploy it using a 3-tier hierarchy. Tier 1 is high-interest debt elimination. That is always priority number 1. Once that's clear, you move to Tier 2, building an emergency fund with 3 to 6 months of expenses. Finally, Tier 3 focuses on protection and future income, which means maxing out retirement contributions and actively investing. Let's zoom in on attacking that Tier 1 debt. High-interest debt, like having a $5,000 credit card balance at a 25% interest rate, acts like a heavy anchor dragging down all of your other financial goals. You basically have 2 main strategies to destroy it. The debt avalanche focuses on paying off the highest interest rate first to save you the most money over time. The debt snowball prioritizes paying off the smallest balance first, which gives you a super quick psychological win and builds incredible momentum. Honestly, just pick the one that keeps you motivated and attack.
As we pull all of this together, remember this fundamental takeaway. Budgeting isn't about rigid control, and it certainly isn't about perfection. It is about progress. When you approach it with honesty and a little bit of flexibility, it helps shift your money from break-even survival mode into a purposeful surplus. It builds momentum that you can actually see and feel, month after month.
To make all this saving and investing truly meaningful, I want to leave you with a provocative thought from Ramit Sethi. What does your rich life actually look like? Challenge yourself to define it. A rich life doesn't necessarily mean luxury yachts. It might mean international travel, the flexibility to work part-time, or simply the pure peace of mind knowing you are completely financially secure. Define your rich life, point your surplus toward it, and let your money work for you. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you in the next one.